Yo! Welcome to my channel. My name is Alberto. Today I decided to mix it up a little bit. I'm not gonna cook today. Instead, I'm going to make a beverage, and a very special one that dates back thousands of years ago to a man called Dr. Kombu. I'm talking about kombucha, the elixir of life. Cha means tea in Korean, and Dr. Kombu used this tea as a medicine, so that's why they call it kombucha. I started brewing kombucha about 5 years ago. I wanted to find a healthy carbonated drink to replace soda, so I searched for a recipe and I bought all the things that I needed for it. And to make a long story short, I opened my own kombucha company. I brewed kombucha in a small scale and sold it to a few restaurants. Now, what is kombucha, you ask? Kombucha is basically fermented tea. You only need 4 ingredients to make it: water, sugar, tea, and Scoby. I've always used black tea, but you can use green tea, you can use other types of tea, but I feel that black tea works best for me. I like to go down to my local tea shop, and this time I bought this black organic tea. Once you have your tea, what you need to do is to boil water, add the sugar, take it off the heat. Once the sugar is melted, you add the tea and let it steep for 20 minutes. Alright, so it's been 20 minutes now, the tea is ready. So for this batch, I was using 3 liters of water, but I only boiled 1.5 liter, and the other 1.5 liter I kept cool, so the tea comes down to room temperature faster. Scoby stands for symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. So it's actually a living organism that feeds off the sugar you added, and in return, it ferments the tea, leaving all these good bacteria and acids that are so good for you. So once the kombucha is down to room temperature, you can go ahead and add the Scoby. I'm also adding some of the starter liquid. Little splash. Now you need to cover it with a clean cloth so that it can breathe and nothing can fall into it.
Rubber band, need a rubber band. Rubber band, I need a rubber band. Rubber band, I can't find a rubber band, so I'm just gonna use this.
It's important to label your kombucha so you know when it's done. You need to place it in a dark room. Now the first step is done. All we need to do now is to wait 8 to 14 days. I leave it for 10 days. That's my personal preference. Okay, so now it's time for the flavoring. I decided to flavor the kombucha 3 different ways: cherry, rose, and blackcurrant. I already had some kombucha pre-made, and I did this 10 days ago. Oop. All right. Perfect. When you flavor your kombucha with juice, you want to use about 10 to 20%, depending on how strong it is. If it's ginger juice, you want to use 10%. But in this case, I'm going to use 20% because it's not as potent as ginger. I'm just going to give this a quick stir. So for the second one, I decided to flavor it with roses. These are actually leftover roses from the strawberry video. I collected these roses last summer and I simply froze them. And when you flavor your kombucha with roses, there's not really a measurement that I use. I just go by feeling, and I jam as many roses as I can into the jar. And for the third one, I decided to flavor it with black currant. In spring, I collect the sticks. Before the leaves sprout from the branches, I pick them. These are blackcurrant leaf buds. Like if you crush them in your hand, it has a super potent smell and flavor of blackcurrant. Flavoring the booch. You can tell that this one is ready, the rose kombucha, because it's pink. The roses has released all its flavor and also color. And this one here, as you can see here, there's a Scoby forming on top of all these flower buds. So now we've come to the bottling process. I'm using 3 different types of bottles. I'm using flip top, I'm using a champagne bottle, and I'm also using long neck beer bottles. For the champagne bottle, I actually have some champagne corks and even this metal thingy. So what this does, it has a hole right here, and you put the cork into this, down the bottle, and I think I have to stand on the table for this. And when you pull this down, this squishes the cork, and then with this thing right here, it pushes it down into the bottle. Like so. So now we've reached the carbonation process. This is where the natural carbonation forms in the bottle. As soon as it's closed, left in room temperature, it starts building carbonation. If you put it into the fridge straight away from here, you won't get any bubbles at all. But if you leave it out for 2 to 4 days, depending on what you flavor it with, again, say the cherry is gonna take 2 days and the rose is gonna take a lot longer because there's no sugar in the rose. This is the label I used when I had my company. It was called Mellow Kombucha. So once you have reached your desired carbonation, it's time to put it in the fridge. So now I'm gonna go to my fermentation fridge and I'm gonna bring them here and we're gonna try them together. This right here is my fermentation fridge. Here I have the rose kombucha, here I have the cherry kombucha, and I have the blackcurrant kombucha. And I also have a lot of stuff. These are roses and vinegar, this is kimchi, this is the guanciale. These are all the things that my girlfriend doesn't let me keep in the fridge because, as you can see, it takes up all the space in the fridge. Alright, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. So we're gonna start with the rose kombucha. Oh, look at the color. Mamma mia. Super fresh. Strong flavor of roses, but it doesn't taste like perfume. Oh, the best kombucha in the world. Now onto this. This might actually explode. What?
This might actually explode.
What? It's everywhere! Managed to save a bit, at least. Okay, so I just have to clean this up and then we'll continue. I mean, look. It's everywhere. Okay. The cherry was a failure. This has only happened to me once, but the kombucha was in the fridge for like half a year and it exploded like this. But this was a few weeks. Crazy. All right. I don't think I'm able to open it like this. No. I have to have the wine opener for this. This was the blackcurrant leaf bud kombucha. Cheers. Wow. Such an explosion of flavor. Really tastes like blackcurrant. But as you can see, it's clear as day. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss videos like this. Thank you very much. Take care. Ciao!
I'll make you move like your boots are on fire. I'll make you jump like you touch a live wire.